The measurement of attainment of course outcome and program outcomes. So first, let me make it clear. What is attainment of CO and PO? Right? The calculation which we are doing is we are measuring whether attainment is done or not. But the attainment is something different. If I have said that my student will be able to solve a complex engineering problem within simulated system, right? So that is my course outcome. Whether my student has been able to do that or not, that is attainment. It is not possible that out of all the 60 students of my class, each and everyone will be able to do that. No. So I have to set some target. I have to set whether my 70% of students does that, my 70% of students are able to solve the complex engineering problems, then it is fine. So that is my attainment level. I am fine with the 70% of students being able to solve the complex engineering problem. If that is done, I will say my CO is attained. That's it. I will not at that time focus on the remaining 30 students. Obviously, they are point of my focus, whether because they are also equally my responsibility. They are equal responsibility mine. But I take that relaxation. I said that my target is 70%. If that is completed, my attainment is done. But how will I decide whether 70% is done or not? Whether I have attained my quota or not? For that, the calculation is required. And to do that calculation, the articulation matrices are required. Right? So let us, so I'm going now sequence by sequence. Let it be very clear. We have two parts. Number one, understanding the attainment of outcomes. It is simply my target is achieved or not. Attainment is nothing but achievement of the target. What I was expecting my learners to do, whether they are able to do or not, up to my, that's it. That is attainment. And I have to measure whether I have attained my COs and POs or not. That is different part. So now the process that we are going to discuss is about measurement of attainment of course outcome and program outcome. This process helps me to decide whether course outcomes or programs outcomes are attained or not. And based on that, I can plan my further actions. Is that clear? So we are talking about now measurement of attainment. Is that clear? The difference between these two? Okay. So let us start. The first step of measuring the attainment begins with designing the articulation matrices. There are two types of articulation matrices we are going to talk about. Number one is course articulation matrix, and number two is program articulation matrix. Both are very simple steps. Both are very simple matrices, right? Give me just a minute. I think I have made some. So this is an example of a course articulation matrix. Is this visible on your screen? I think there is some.
Yes, sir. The matrix is visible.
Okay. So this is an example. Do you practice this thing in your institution, measurement of the attainment? So, Hima madam says no. Okay. So just try to, obviously, there may be difference in what I am explaining and what is you are practicing, right? So just try to connect those things. And as I said, there is no standard method, but the principles are standard. So depending on the principle, methods can be varied, right? I mean, tools can be varied. Yes. So first, how do you design course articulation matrix? Course articulation matrix, the columns are about, first column is about listing the course. For each particular course, you are writing course outcomes, CO1, CO2, CO3, CO4, CO5, CO6. So in this example, the course has 6 course outcomes, which are mentioned. For each course outcome, there are rows. And for each row, there are again columns prepared. They correspond with the programs. The first column, second column is for program 1, then program 2, program outcome 2, program outcome 3, program outcome 4, and so on, along with the program specific outcomes. So if you have PSO, it should be included in matrix. If you don't have it, it is fine. Course articulation matrix is prepared for each and every course. Okay. How it is prepared? The cells obtained by these columns and rows are filled with the numbers, either 1, 2, or 3. How these numbers are designed, let us see. Look here, as you can see, there are several cells which are empty, and that is perfectly fine, right? How these values are selected, 1, 2, and 3. If your course outcome 1 is very relevant and it is hardly relevant and small significance with a particular program outcome, then you write 1. If it is mediumly or moderately significant or contributing to relevant program outcome, you write 2. If it has a strong relation with a particular program outcome, you will write 3. I hope this is clear to you guys. It is a simple step. Yes? Only the person who accepts this outcome or the persons who are delivering that particular course, they can decide this 1, 2, and 3. I have seen people practicing this task on AI tools, ChatGPT, Perplexity, and many others. Right? That is not a good practice. So you should not use AI tool for this mapping, because since you are delivering the course, you are only a right person to justify this mapping. Once all the courses are given the all the course outcomes are given the numbers, right? You should take the average for each program. So if you see for the first program outcome 1, I have 2 plus 3 plus 3 plus 2 plus 1. If you divide by 5, what will happen? Okay.
Average is 2.20.
Yes, but average, the denominator is 3 or 6. Sorry, 5 or 6.
So it should basically be divided by 6, no? Instead of 5, because we are having total 6 COs.
Yes.
Because somewhere you're dividing by 5, somewhere you're dividing by 6.
Yes.
Just like that.
So this is here where the conflict happens between university and universities, right? The ideal method says that you should divide it with the number of the course outcomes they are mapping with the particular program outcome. So in the first case, you must divide it by 5, not because the 6th one is not contributing. Why to give weightage to it? Okay, sir. Similarly, for the fourth one, 1 plus 2 plus 1 plus 2 is divided by 4, not 5. Okay. Is this clear?
No, sir.
So this is the standard average. Let me tell you that this is the standard average. 1 plus 2 plus 1 plus 2. 6 divided by the number of observations. That is 1, 2, 3, and 4. 6 by 4 is 1.5. This is how it is obtained. Instead of dividing by 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 course outcomes are there. So instead of dividing by 6, you should divide by 4 because there are 4 observations. The standard average or standard mean that is taken. This is clear? Okay, सबसे बड़ा question, the biggest question arises how the summation is taken. Now what to divide it with? What should be there in the denominator? The denominator, there should be the number of observations. That's it, not the number of course outcomes. Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So one
Okay.
request.
Yes,
Excuse me,
sir.
sir.
Yes,
After
yes.
designing articulation matrix, was there any slide which has that two things, understanding and measuring? Because we couldn't see that slide. Can I see the earlier
No, no, no.
slide?
It was by mistake. It was repeated. That's it.
Okay, okay, okay. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Okay. So now the next step was once you have write all the course outcomes and the metrics, and the matrix is prepared, you take the average. This average contributes to the program articulation matrix. So for each course you have taken the average, right? When you write the program articulation matrix, here each course is listed with its code, and then the average is taken. Right? So once you prepare course articulation matrix for each course, the last row of average contributes to the program articulation matrix. So in the program articulation matrix, you will list all the courses for your program along with their course codes. Course codes are ideally optional. You may write or not, but you should write it. That gives you some authenticity, right? So once you have written all the courses, all the course codes, then against each course, you have to write the average. This is how the program articulation matrix is prepared. It is done simple way. So this was the base work you need. Now measurement begins.
Sir, excuse me, sir. Sir, I have a doubt. In that earlier COPO mapping, can you come to the first before that? Yeah, in this, now the PO6 is not mapped, right? PO6 is not mapped with any CO. So the values are not there. But in the next table, if you see, the values are mentioned as 1, 1. So we can keep it blank or we should mention that values.
It should be blank, sir. This is just an example.
And ma'am,
So
sir,
it is
earlier,
possible that I'm sorry, just so it is possible
yes,
that any courses may not attain all the program outcomes.
it is
That is,
possible.
yes, it is possible.
Okay. That's
So
actually basically
this
that problem we face when see in this also, na sir, that CO4 is not mapped with PO1, right? So what
uh,
will be the reasons behind that? Because what happens now somewhere somehow it will be related. It is depends on our assumptions. So somewhere something is related with that particular things. So is it necessary to mention one there or zero, or we have to keep it blank?
keep it blank. That will make it look good, right? Because when you keep zero everywhere, right, it becomes very, very compact. It becomes very वो घिचपिच जैसा हो जाता है sir. It doesn't
Ah,
look good. So it is better to keep it blank.
okay. And actually, we
So
also
no
can't tell
one,
the reason why we kept zero.
let me tell you, no
Yes.
one is going to check or ask the reason, or no one is to judge whether you write it 0 or 1. It is your decision whether you want to keep it 0 or you want to keep it blank. So I suggest you should keep it blank because it gives you cleanliness. Unnecessary है ना 0 तो सर 0 का कोई सेंस ही नहीं बन रहा है तो क्यों रखना है उसको.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. So one more thing. If you focus on this part, this COs, those are not taken in this matrix, this program articulation matrix. So don't go with that. It is also fine to have blank in this program articulation matrix. What is not fine? What is not okay? If there is a column totally blank, for example, say PO4 has no number below it in that column, that is not fine. It means that there is no course which attains your program outcome 4. So how will you attain your program outcome 4? Right? So a whole column blank, a whole blank column is not accepted at all. Is that clear?
Okay, 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 sir. Thank you.
Okay.
Sir, just a query from my side.
Yes, sir.
Sir, a lot of faculty, they do tend to map CO with PO on a scale of 1 to 3. Uh, there are multiple ways. So few faculty, they read the statement and they try to relate with the PO, and based on their perception, they tend to give it
Yes.
on a scale of 1 to 3. A few faculty, they use certain key indicators. So is there any ideal way where we can use that tool or something? No, as such.
There is no ideal rules, right? But there is an ideal process. Each and every faculty who is involved in delivering that particular course should sit together and come to a mutual understanding by a healthy discussion.
Right.
That is the only way, sir.
Thank you.